Welcome to my Reiki room. If you don't know me, I'm Jen. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I thought I'd make this video talking about, why Reiki? Why would someone be interested in Reiki? What can it do for them? And I'd like to talk about how Reiki changed me. And so I can't talk about that without prefacing how I was before I met Reiki. Maybe experienced Reiki is a better word. Um, and I was probably um, basically afraid. Most of my life, I spent a lot of my time being afraid of everything. I was very anxious. I could hide it, but I was almost always anxious for the majority of my life. And um, I I knew I had to do something to get past all of my fear. And so what ended up happening, this is sort of a tangent because it goes way back to when I was a 15-year-old exchange student. I went to Norway and only for 2 months, but that experience changed my life. And I had the best host family, and ended up going back to see them, to spend a week with them and stay in their house. And they drove us all over Norway, and it was wonderful. That was 30 years later. Took Mike with me, my husband. And when we got back from that, I guess it took me that long to realize how lucky I was to have that kind of pseudo. No, I don't like pseudo family is not the best description. Um, it was just a wonderful experience with them, and I felt so lucky and blessed that they even wanted to see me again, much less, let me stay in their house and do all this work for us, that I knew I had to try to do that for someone else. Now, around this time, it came up into my awareness that there were vegetarian exchange students that needed families because nobody wanted them. Because that's weird. They would, not fit in with most families, but we were vegan, and are vegan, so we thought long and hard about it. And I can't say it was an easy decision at all. In fact, I'm sure I made the decision to not do it many times before I decided to do it. And mostly because I knew that it made me so afraid that I knew I needed to do it to get past that fear. And it's not like that's something you should be afraid of, but I was just so set in my routine and so comfortable being alone and not having an extra person in my space that it terrified me that someone was going to be here all the time and maybe see the real me, and just not be able, I felt like I wouldn't be able to relax and be myself. And so there was a lot tied up in that. But at any rate, we got this amazing exchange student who is now our honorary daughter, named Ella, and she completely changed my life. And I'm going to try really hard not to cry during this, but no guarantees. And long story short, she stayed for 6 months, and at the end of the 6 months, her parents came here. Her whole family came here. Her parents and her brother came here to pick her up. And I mean, I realized how she was so amazing because her whole family was amazing, and she was just the sweetest, most thoughtful. Just, I mean, I couldn't believe how lucky we got. And her family was exactly the same. They just felt like family immediately. So they left and took, or sorry, they didn't leave. When the day they first showed up and came here, we just hung out all day and they left. Not the permanent leaving where they took Ella with them, but we knew we were going to see her a couple more days before that ended. And that night I was laying in bed and I could not sleep because I felt like I was just vibrating and I didn't know what it was. It was very strange. Never felt that way before, but it felt like my heart was expanding. And I realized now that I was having a heart expansion, and because I was just filled with so much love and gratitude for these people being in my life. Whew. So after that happened, I feel like it was just a snowball of amazing events that were, in my mind, rewards for me getting past my fear and doing this thing that I really didn't want to do, but I kind of forced myself to do. And now, of course, I think, why was I so afraid? How silly. But that's what fear does, keeps you stuck. So at the same time, I think I just found ASMR, if anybody knows what that is. It's just relaxation videos where when you see certain triggers or hear certain things, you get tingles and it's relaxing and you can fall asleep more easily. So I was watching those and I happened to be watching someone called the Luna Innate who did ASMR combined with Reiki. And spoiler, she's my Reiki master. So, but not my first one. So I'm skipping ahead, but that just opened my eyes to Reiki because I didn't really know what it was. I'd never heard of it, and I was curious. So I found a meetup group where they did free Reiki shares, where you just sit in a circle and you get 5 minutes of Reiki, and you can make a donation. And so my first experience with that, in fact, my first two experiences, I went twice before I decided to get attuned, but the first two were very similar, where first of all, I tried to fight back sobs the entire time, so much so that my jaw was like quivering and clenching up. And I think now that was just me resisting it because I was not used to that kind of energy. It felt like love. And so I also felt really energized afterwards. And this is only 5 minutes, 5 minutes of Reiki, not a whole hour or even a half hour. So I was really amazed and almost in disbelief about, what is this? What is this weirdness? And I felt pulled to learn more. So I decided that I was going to just get attuned to level 1 because it's just the level you do your own personal healing with. You don't really heal other people or help to work on other people, because that's level 2 where you learn more distance symbols and things like that. So level 1's the personal level where you just work on healing yourself. And I had no idea how I was going to pay for it because it's not cheap to get an attunement, but I don't think I had a job at the time. I think I had already quit my job because I worked at Target, and I had quit that because it was not working out with trying to take Ella to school and pick her up, and for many other reasons too. But so I don't think I even had a job, and I had no income, and I thought, okay, if this is what I'm supposed to do, then the money will hopefully show up. and I wasn't really sure, but I knew a little bit about the law of attraction. So um, that's where I put my trust in God, that God, source, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, because I don't really like to use the God word too often because it does limit, to me, it limits the vastness of source, universe, and puts it kind of in a box. Anyway, another tangent there. I won't go there, but uh, I think it was a week later, I got a super unexpected check in the mail that was exactly the amount I needed to get the first level attunement in class. Plus I think $5. So it was like the universe was saying, hey, go get your attunement and get some coffee on the way or whatever. It was so cool. And by the way, that also happened for my second attunement for level 2. I thought, well, if I'm supposed to do this and go further with it, the money will show up. And it did. The exact same thing. I got exactly what I needed. Plus, I think it was $10 extra this time. And it was a totally unexpected check that came in the mail. Something like an insurance refund. We'd never get those. So it was really cool. And then I knew this is what I'm supposed to be doing, at least for now, because it was so clear that the path was being laid wide open, and I was just amazed and so grateful. So I feel like just following my curiosity is what led me to what is now, one of my greatest joys and honor, and it's a privilege to do this, and it doesn't feel like work at all. I hate to call it like work or working with people because it doesn't feel like work, not even a little bit. I just love it. So let's talk about what I have learned from Reiki and what Reiki has allowed me to do, because the first thing I noticed was my anxiety. It's basically gone now, except for maybe 2% is left. I sometimes get back in those old habits of feeling anxious, but for the most part, it's gone, which is such a huge relief. And gosh, it's enabled me to trust life again, trust the universe, trust that everything that's happening it serves a purpose. Even the bad things are usually going to lead you to good or better places. And I kind of had that belief way back when I was a teenager, and I lost it somewhere along the way. And I feel like Reiki's just brought that magic back into my life, and I'm so grateful. It's very hard to put this into words, so I stalled a lot trying to make this video because it's hard for me to express into words. And Reiki's allowed me to basically not only heal myself, but learn how to love myself, which was a big challenge for me. And I'm not 100% there yet, but gosh, I've come so far in the last couple of years. And I've only been attuned to level 1 Reiki for maybe 3-4 years now. I think it's been 4 years. So this is relatively new to me, and I just can't wait to see how much further I can go with it and what other exciting things happen. So Reiki's also allowed me to help to heal others. I don't like to call myself a healer or say I'm healing others, because I'm just the conduit, and your body is actually healing itself. It's just that I'm providing the resources, sort of. And so it's allowed me to assist in healing others, which is an unbelievable honor and privilege, like I said. When you experience someone's profound healing, which I have, it blows your mind. It's trying not to cry. Sometimes I can't believe that I get to do this and how good my life is now compared to how it was. And I know I had to go through what I went through to get here in order to be in this place, because I learned how to get through those things so I can teach others how to, or hopefully show the way, or in some way. That's my hope. So, Reiki's also allowed me to get out of a victim mentality and, like I said, realize that everything that happens has a purpose. And I can see where some of the worst things that ever happened to me led me onto a different path where they eventually led to some of the best things that ever happened to me. So taking back my own power just means I'm responsible for my own life, and I take responsibility for my own life and my health every day when I give myself Reiki every day, because that's one of the ways I manage my energy and manage my pain if I have body issues. I mean, who doesn't these days? But it's amazing to have a pain and you give yourself Reiki and then it's gone. And if it's the placebo effect, I don't care. I feel better. So so everybody that says, "Oh, Reiki, just because you feel like you're getting something, you're getting something done, you feel better, and that's the placebo effect," don't care. If something makes anybody feel better, I'm all for it, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. Um, so it's really empowering to be able to just do your own self-care in the way of whatever that is. I mean, even if you take responsibility by caring for yourself in other ways, that's empowering too. It just, you don't have to rely on other people in order to improve yourself, or not sure what I'm trying to say. I think I lost my train of thought. It just derailed. Back to the trusting life. Was why do I trust life after learning everything I know about energy and Reiki? Well, I guess I realize now that how supported I am, and I feel the support. And because I feel the energy when I'm giving myself Reiki or other people, and I know it's real, and I can feel things flowing, and it's not something I believed actually at first, because I didn't feel anything for the first probably year, maybe year and a half. And it took a long time for me to trust that I was even doing anything. I thought, I mean, really, I had no idea. If other people hadn't told me, "Oh, I felt this and I felt that, and oh, now I feel this, I feel better now," or if they hadn't told me that, I would have thought I wasn't doing anything, because I had no notion of feeling energy. I didn't feel anything in my hands, my body. Now I feel a lot everywhere. I mean, I could feel it in my hands, my feet, my head, it's relatively easy now, but it just because it takes practice. And the more people I give Reiki, the more I learn. Every time I do a session, I learn something new, and I love that. And I feel like it's just such a win-win-win, because I win by learning, they win by feeling better, my clients. And then hopefully, I always hope that they'll feel so much better, they'll go out and they'll make someone else feel better, even if it's just by being in a better mood. So it's just like, how can you not love? Win-wins are good enough, but win-win-wins are the best. So I've also become really aware of how most of I'll just talk about me because I have my own experience, but most of my physical issues are actually emotional issues that I haven't dealt with for a very long time, and they start in your energy field, and then if you don't attend to them for years and years, they become physical issues and blockages and things like that. So I've been able to kind of be like Sherlock Holmes in my life and try to figure out where did this pain come from? Why does my right elbow hurt all the time? And when there's no good reason for it, because your body regenerates. I think every 7 years you have a whole new body, something like that. And there's no reason why your cells should not be regenerating, and you shouldn't have pains last that long, or most people have them, some people have them last longer. So learning that is also really empowering, that, oh, if I learn about where these physical issues came from and then heal the root of them, I won't have them anymore. I mean, how amazing is that? So that's really fascinating to me. The body is fascinating, and so is the spirit, and so is the mind, and so are the emotions. And learning how all of those things work together is a process. I'm still learning so much every day about that. Yeah, Reiki's, like I said, it brought the magic back in my life, and I've been able to connect more with joy, and that's I mean, it's like bringing back your more childlike self. And I think that's kind of what we all need to do, and stop taking ourselves so seriously. I think I've taken myself way too seriously for way too long, and I still am, but I'm getting there, and this life is crazy, so try not to take it too seriously. It's just a ride. I was watching the United States of Terra series again. I've seen it before, and I decided to watch it again for whatever reason recently. It's kind of old, but the theme song says, I know we'll be fine if we learn to love the ride. So I love that, because we will be. Just a ride. And I think the thing I want to leave you with is the main thing that Reiki has taught me and brought into my life is knowing that love heals all. It's the most powerful force in the universe, and it's what we are in our true form. We're just in this dense place with a veil that's hiding it from us, so we can learn things through challenges, and that's not easy, but who we really are is love. And that's what God is to me. God is love. The universe is love. We're surrounded by this love soup. And all, like Abraham Hicks says, all we have to do to receive this love is put down our damn umbrella. So, put it down, let it flow, and you can't lose. So I will leave you with that. I hope this has helped in some way, and I would love to hear your comments or questions, or what do you think Reiki's done for you if you're into Reiki, and if you're not. If you have questions, I would love to answer them or try to answer them for you. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.